Hey guys, it's Damp, and as a follow-up video, as I told you I would do, I'm going to start the ARC 101 series of videos, and I brought a guest host with me. Sage is here. If you guys follow the channel, you know Sage. We game together quite often. So, Sage, say what's up.
Hello. Hello,
Sa-
everyone.
Sage has 100 hours just about in the game right now. And what level's your character, Sage?
I'm level 65 on my private server.
So he is level capped, and you guys can see the base has gotten a little bit bigger since yesterday's video. Frosty, shout out, has been doing a lot of work, and we've got a lot more aminals that we've tamed. So today's video we're going to talk to you about is level 1 through 14, and we wanted to stop at 14 because at 15 there's new Ingrams, and we wanted to be able to dedicate some time to talking about that. So we're going to start with some advice of your first few levels and really what that looks like, and some mistakes that were made similar to the last video, some do's and don'ts, and just some general advice on how to get your bearings in the first few levels. So I'm going to let Sage start. He'll talk to you guys a little bit about where you want to spawn.
Okay, so the possible way, the best way to spawn is down south, because the danger level is extremely low down there. The higher up you go on the map, the more danger you will get killed by T-Rexes and Carnos and pretty much everything. So, and you shouldn't spawn north ever on low level unless you know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, that was the first piece of advice that Sage gave me that I decided to ignore, and then almost rage quit the game after about 5 or 6 hours, after a T-Rex tore down my house like 3 times in a row, and then a scorpion, and then a raptor, and then everything. So
Yeah.
that's pretty good advice. So you guys can see on the screen, I think everybody calls this Noob Island, where I am and where we're building right now, and that's from Sage's advice that he said you probably want to go down here and spawn there. So best piece of advice I've been given, and one of the biggest mistakes I made. It cost me a lot of game time just spawning up north and trying to rebuild constantly. So the next thing we're kind of going to talk about is how to stay alive. Your first few levels are kind of a little overwhelming. You don't really know kind of what's going on and how to stay alive and what you want to do, and how to even feed yourself. You're constantly looking for meat that you don't have, and it's just frustrating. So in general, what you want to do is use the rain whenever it rains to refill your water skins. Like you can see in my hotbar, I have water skins. When it rains, or if you stand in the water like this, you can press the water skin on your hotbar and fill it up. Or if it's raining, you just hit the key and it will fill it up as well. Water's typically pretty easy to get. You can get it through berries, but you always run out of it at an inconvenient time. So probably want to make a couple water skins when you get the recipe. It's one of the most important recipes you should get early on. It gives you the ability to go farther away from your shelter. The next thing, as far as what you want to eat, in your first few levels, you're really going to be eating a lot of berries whether you like it or not. Dodos are going to be hard to find to kill to get their meat. Dilophosaurs are often in packs or groups, and they're kind of going to be a threat to you. So just in general, you really want to kind of stay away from them until you've gotten a weapon system and you really know what you're doing. So you're probably going to be eating a lot of berries. Kind of tough break. When you do eat berries, make sure you stay away from the narco berries or the stem berries, though. Obviously, don't eat those. Eat any other colored berry you want, but don't eat those. Not a good idea. You're gonna have a bad time.
Can we say what they do as well?
Yeah. So when you eat a narco berry, it basically puts you to sleep. This torpor you're looking at here, the higher that goes, the more likely you are to go unconscious, and that's what you're going to be using to tame some of the dinosaurs initially. So if you eat that, it's going to basically knock you unconscious. It's like a sleeping pill pretty much every time you take it. When you talk about stem berries, that's something that will wake you up from being unconscious. So they actually are valuable when you are doing things like if a scorpion bites you and you have them on your hotbar, or bites you, stings you, you can usually hit that a couple times and it'll keep you away from being knocked unconscious. But that's really all they're used for.
And the steam berries, there is a downside to it. They will dehydrate you as well. That's the downside about them when you use them.
I can say I've used them maybe 2 or 3 times since I've, and I'm like level, this is my second character, I'm level 30, so I very rarely use them, and normally I don't have them on my hotbar in time to utilize them. So that's really the next piece of advice of how to stay alive. So Sage is going to talk to you guys about your first couple level ups, and I'll let him take that piece.
First level ups?
Yeah, so when you're first leveling up, and what are you going to spend your points on? Are you going to spend it on health, stam?
Well, personally, I like to be a tank, so my advice would be to go with HP at first, like 200 HP. You can kill anything in the game without dying, pretty much. And you can get hit a lot of times, so HP for me is one of the most important stats you can have. As well with stamina makes you run faster, and oxygen you can breathe underwater a lot longer. So if you're thinking about going underwater for a longer time, you should take the oxygen and
I'd say that's pretty much it. You know, melee damage maybe.
yeah.
Again, it depends on your playstyle, guys. If you're looking at being more of a ranged person that's going to kite a lot of mobs, or even
Yeah, you might
PvP,
take, the
you're going to want movement speed.
instead.
Yeah, but it's going to be playstyle dependent. So, you know, choose carefully. Right now, currently, they don't have a respec, although I'm sure that will be an option later on. So, just take that into consideration. So,
Yeah, but HP you should always spend some points in HP because
Yeah.
you will need it.
when in doubt, HP is typically the way you want to go. Looking at the next thing that you're going to run into are these supply drops. You can kind of see these little beacons in the sky over here straight ahead, and there's levels to them. My first couple levels, I went out of my way to go to a purple one, and then I realized, holy shit, I can't even open it. So until level 15, all you can open are white, which like this one right here is white. Sometimes white's difficult to tell, but both of these here are white. So with the white ones, you can run and open them up, and it's actually pretty important because a lot of times they have armor or cloth or you know, items like supply items or resources that you might need. So don't be afraid to go out of your way to get them. Just be careful.
They also have blueprints, which can give you better items than normally drops. So you can find a blueprint which gives your current armor, like say 50 higher armor instead, but it costs more to make it. But blueprints give better things
Yep.
over time.
Yeah, blueprints are like an improved version, and also you could put it in like your guild bank or one of your storage boxes, and anybody can utilize it. They just put it in their inventory and then use it. So it's not a one-time use. You can use as much as you want, which is pretty cool. So from there, we'll talk a little bit about don't go in the water. That's a mistake a lot of people make. So Sage, why don't you tell everybody why not to go in the water?
Well, you shouldn't go in the water because of piranhas and
Piranhas?
megalodons.
Yeah, megalodons. Yeah.
Because they will attack you. Even if they are pretty far away, they can swim right up to you and kill you. 2
Yeah.
hits or 1 hit.
There's a lot of times the water will look like it's completely clear, and you'll step in just over your head. You'll have enough to drink water, and all of a sudden a mega piranha will come out of the way. At low levels, you're gonna die. Once you get 15 to 20, it's not catastrophic, but they're still going to do quite a bit of damage to you because normally they're fairly high level. So there's also crocs that will be in the water. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen to you that aren't a good time if you go in the water. So just wait until you get to be a little bit older before you start playing too deep in the water. Normally you just want to walk around something rather than swimming through. Next piece is pretty simple, and that's just don't attack shit that's bigger than you. Don't attack.
Basically everything in this game.
Yeah, if it's bigger than you, don't attack it until level 14. You're gonna be running into like brontosauruses that are level 1. And you're like, oh, I can take this. I'm like level 10 now. Bam, one shots you. Don't do it. It's gonna kill you. You really want to focus on the 3 animals that will run away when you attack them, and you'll just have to chase them down, which is this guy right here. One of these guys you can attack. You can probably attack a Dilophosaur and not have to worry about it too much. He'll attack you back, though. They're pretty formidable at low levels. Once you get to like level 14, you should be okay. And the next thing is a Parasaur. Let's see if there's one around here that I can point you guys to. No, but he looks like he's got... Oh, straight ahead, right there. Straight ahead of us. That's a Parasaur. Those are 3 things you can attack and not have to worry really about them attacking back too much or being too big of threats. The Dodo as well, straight ahead. They're going to be meat sources, and you'll also be able to get some hide from them. But, really outside of that, you don't want to attack too much until level 14. You're not going to be very brave. Next thing we'll talk to you about is how to get health back. So Sage is going to talk to you a little bit about a blood bag and how to utilize the blood bag and what engram to use.
Yeah, to get the blood bag, you have to first get the water skin engram, and I think blood. Oh, sorry, blood bag is 10. Is it?
Blood bag, or I'm sorry, the water skin.
Or the syringe.
Water skin's level 3 required, and the syringe is level 5.
Yeah, so at level 5, you should get it because it could be very fatal, and if you don't have it, because every time you use it, you get a blood bag, but it takes 25 health. So be careful how much you use it, and to be able to use it, you have to have it in your inventory, and you have to click on it and press use item. So every time you lose 25 health, which becomes a blood bag, which you can use later in, say you get hit by a Megalodon or something, and you want instant health back, you click it and you get 25 health back. Simple.
So that's the blood bag, and it's pretty important lower levels because you don't have a lot of HP to mess around with. Outside of the engrams, which we'll talk about in a separate video, the last couple tips we really have for you guys are pretty simple. At about level 6 to 10, you want to be building a simple shelter, and after you have a shelter, make sure you get a simple bed, which is learned from the hide sleeping bag. You got to make sure to unlock this first, and then a simple bed, and you can put that on the foundation. Simple bed's really, really important because it gives you a respawn point. If you don't have a respawn point, you're going to respawn randomly in a certain area in the general vicinity of where you want to be, north, south, east, whatever. But simple bed's probably one of the most important things because it allows you to kind of get your bearings. Like on this map, for example, Sage allows us to see where we are. On other servers, not so much. You have to actually pull out the map and kind of look around and see where am I in relation to mountains or water or whatever, and it makes it kind of hard to navigate. So simple bed's really, really important on those servers. After you have your bed, you can be a little more aggressive and go out and hunt food. And that should be the point where you're really starting to expand, going out and hunting these guys here, hunting some dodos, and that's pretty much it. At level 5, you're really trying to gather a lot of resources. Build your base after you've gathered a bunch of resources. Once you have your base, you're going to go out and start to hunt and still gather additional resources and bring them back. Make sure you have a couple storage boxes. That's really important because you're not going to be able to carry everything. Once you have your storage boxes, you're just going to try and fill them up and begin to expand some of your base. You're going to level up fastest by building stuff, to be honest. It's faster than trying to kill things because you aren't going to find enough things to kill at a low level. So in our next couple videos, we're going to be talking about the engrams to take at low levels. And then we're also going to talk about level 15 to level 25 and what you should do there, how to level quickly, things like that. So thanks for watching, guys, from both Sage and I will link Sage's channel in the description. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the help, Sage.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and bye bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.